Well, the breaking news of the week. This is what the client moron. I was going to be careful there. Got to worry about the cussing first 20 minutes. This is what the client wanted. He visits with the king at Clarence's house. Now, this really all depends on person to person basis when you think about it. In my opinion, this is about money, obviously. We all know that. He has to get back in. Meghan has sucked him dry the way she has many other things on yachts. But when you're talking about someone who just, what was it, 90 days ago in that BBC interview? That was like 90 days ago. That was only 3 months ago, maybe a little bit less, 2.5, or however long, maybe more than 3 months. And he said, okay, this isn't something that we're making out of nothing. Harry said that he thought there was a plot against his mother. And he thought that, well, he thinks that there's a plot against him. So now, just months later, after the guy that went on television and complained like this, only a few months later, now he's meeting with the same person. And let's not forget that as well. Meeting with the same person whom he allowed to be called the royal racist. You can really see it. And especially now, this is going to run a very long-standing narrative for a while. Prince Harry visits King Charles in London for reconciliation meeting. This is what it's being labeled. Yeah, absolutely. Lost faith in Charles. I know it's his son, but come on, open your eyes. He only wants money. He doesn't care about anything else. He's a liar and a user, just like his fake black wife. Yeah. So you really think about it. What's going to happen here in the future? We've talked about Charles. We've talked about his age, right? We've talked about how when you're getting up to that age and you do have issues with your health, how much of that is a factor. And then when it comes to the actual meeting itself, right? When it comes to that, I know there's going to be plenty of narratives surrounding what the actual meeting entails, right? Because unless Harry tells the Telegraph, which, I mean, he's been on a full-on UK charm offensive for the last 3 days. So you can really see here what's going on. It's very interesting. Because these kind of developments, did I think it was going to happen? I kind of didn't, to be honest. I kind of didn't. I kind of thought that he was going to go over there to the UK. He was going to do all the things he was going to do. And then he was going to leave and there was not going to be anything of it. Kind of. I'll agree with you, Sally. I'm kind of shocked. How you doing, Tara? Charles deserves what Harry gives from this point forward. You know? It is an interesting thing when you think about it. Charles is weak. Well, the father angle, I think, in this space, the father angle really holds for me. Like, it's his father and it's his son, his idiot son, darling boy. The father angle. Because if you look at it from the father angle, okay, fine. But even then, damn, right? Even as a father, if you remove the whole royal family from it, even then, damn. People mag will have the exclusive. Surely Charles will never learn. Because trying to look at it from a father angle. I can understand that. You love your kids. I mean, we all love our kids, right? We love our kids. We love them to death. We truly do. But the problem is, Harry's not a child. This is one of my biggest issues with this. Harry's not a child. He's not a kid. It's not like he said this at Brooklyn Beckham's age. What's Brooklyn Beckham, like 23? Whatever that kid's age is, right? It's not like he said it as a 23-year-old man and, oh, he threw a fit. But it's okay because, he's an adolescent, right? Oh, well, you could understand. And then it's the truth. When you're younger, people would expect that. But at 40 or what? How old was he when he wrote the book? 37. 37, right? How will Harry learn? I think that's the point, right, Sally? He's not. He's not going to. I feel like he would have already. Because if you look at everything that has happened, there is still absolutely no apology. There is no, as a matter of fact, we heard earlier that he still feels like he's owed an apology. There is no, what I did was wrong. I shouldn't have done that. There is no, it was a mistake for me to, follow my fake black wife back to America. There is none of that. So you can really see it. Yeah, Countess is right. Charles is soft. And that's why we're talking about the father angle. But even then, the father angle, even as a father, it's still a lot. It is an interesting thing because to look at it from Charles's point of view, what do you think he's thinking? I mean, this is going to be milked. It's already in the press. They're calling it, okay, it is being labeled the reconciliation meeting, okay? So that's how it's being labeled by the PR for Harry. And that's the narrative they're probably going to run with for a very long time. The royal family's getting back together. Harry's coming back. This, and that, right? That's probably what it is. And then you think about that donation that he made, of course, to that charity, to the BBC, probably making some little scratch my back, I'll scratch your stuff, that kind of stuff. What would the reason be for the meeting? And can I say, what is the deal with the telephone calls? Just call them on Zoom, Harry. Remember we heard about the telephone calls not being answered? So that's why you got to pull up. And if you want to look at it from that perspective, we can, where he's being ignored so hard by the royal family that he has to pull up. That's what it is. That's another perspective, not just Charles and being a father. Charles will relent. It's a thing. Okay, so let's do a poll real quick. 8 minutes in. After this meeting that has now happened, 1 for yes, 2 for no. Do you believe we are closer to Charles giving in to Harry? 1 for yes, 2 for no. I would have to say we could be, because it's only a yes or a no, not a maybe. I would say maybe instead of yes or no. It could be, because does Charles need to see him? 1, I guess so. Yeah, see, it was about 50-50. Aaron Sweet, how you doing? Thank you so much for coming in. Oh, Lynn Donovan from Salem. We're ready for the Halloween, Lynn Donovan. Difference between the Queen and King Charles is that the Queen put the crown first and the monarchy first. And also, yeah, right, she never abdicated as well. She knew who her son was, right? Where Charles just puts his own personal feelings first, and that's why the monarchy is in the way it is, in the shape. Yeah. You wonder, right? You wonder where, especially where do we go from here? Because, as I said, I mean, it's literally he visits King Charles for reconciliation meeting, right? This is in the press. The long-awaited reconciliation meeting, which defied expectations, popular opinion, and the wishes of Prince William, happened after Charles jetted from London from Balmoral to London from Balmoral for his weekly round of cancer treatment. Okay. All right. I mean, sure. No, they want me to sign in. Of course, they want you to sign in. You have to sign in for everything, and not only news. You know, it's so annoying when you get a new appliance. My mom got a new stove, and she calls me, "Hey, I need to sign in to the stove." I was like, "What the hell are you talking about?" Yeah, the stove and the TV, the flat screen TV, they have an app. What are you talking about? There's an app for the stove, and then you can turn off and turn on the stove from like across the hall or something. Why do we need an app for the stove? That's a little bit much. Oh, a friend of the king. A friend, sure. The king's friends are talking to the mainstream media. Tells the Daily Beast that the king would be delighted by the encounter and suggested that Harry either intended to or already has privately apologized for scathing. Oh, really? Oh, really? Oh, no. No. You're not doing this right now. Really? You're going to do it like that, Harry? You're going to pull that? And we're only 11 minutes in and I can't cuss yet? 20 minutes? Really? The king would be delighted by the encounter, okay? Because Harry had privately apologized for the scathing remarks that he made. So now, I'm about to lose my shit. I'm going to lose it. So now this is going to be breaking news now. That's what this is going to be. This is going to be breaking news. Harry apologized to Charles in private. Okay. Now, obviously, that's a lie, but still, I still just want to. Okay. All right. All right. That's fine. They met for less than an hour. Yeah, I know, right? All of that information is going to leak out, and then we're going to find out it was only like 17 minutes, right? Like the last time, it was only 17 minutes. Total bullshit. Total crap, not the S word. So yeah, breaking news. Harry apologized privately to Charles. Okay. For the scathing remarks he made about Camilla Parker Bowles in his memoir, Spare. And in media interviews when he called her a wicked stepmother. This is all private, by the way. And it just so happens to be coming out with the information that Harry. Do you see what's happening right here, right now? So now, breaking, Harry has apologized to the king for everything. This just happened. You and I are living it right now. This is history right here. Okay. The remarks that he made to the about the Queen, Camilla Parker Bowles, in his memoir and media interviews, and when he called her a wicked stepmother, and says she was prepared to leave bodies in the street in her quest to be made queen. That's just stupid. She's an old lady. What are you talking about, Harry? And even then, 30 years ago, how old was she? Like 45? What is she going to do? Actually hurt people, Harry? You moron. Wow. The king has always been very clear that he loves both his sons. The friend of the king says, it is in everyone's interest to move on. Holy. Uh, it is in everyone's interest to move on. Did this just happen? Is this happening right now? So Harry has apologized, and now the king says, quote, the king or the friend of the king says, quote, the king has always been very clear that he loves both his sons. It is in everyone's interest to move on. Damn. Well, the king just told the entirety of Megxit. I guess, I mean, of course, you know, not only Megxit, but the world, basically. Interesting. I knew it. Now we just need to move on and pretend like nothing happened. We'll never move on. Yeah, peace and love. In my opinion, this is going to make things worse. And I'm not making this up. Look, you can see it. Look, I'm going to show you the screen. I'm not this isn't something like I got from a source. The king has always been very clear. He loves both his sons. It's in everyone's interest to move on. It's right there. So when people are typing BS in the comment, hey, don't talk to me. It's not me. It's not like I'm the one doing it. I'm telling you, this is what it says. So, I mean, I would have to say, as a creator in this space, I would have to say this sounds like he wants this sounds like they're trying to make people stop talking about it, which this isn't going to work. It's not. And in my opinion, like I said a little while ago, that's going to make people more pissed off when they see that quote right there that the king says it's in everyone's interest to just move on. That right there, I mean, this is in the mainstream media. Is it in the Daily Beast? Is exclusive action coming on the Daily Mail as well. All of them Express. Yeah, this ain't me. It's not like yeah. Damn. I mean, this is kind of a slap in the face. Don't you think? I feel like this is a slap in the face. Prince Harry will be delighted by the outcome, having engaged in a round of extraordinary public lobbying in recent months, telling the BBC that he wanted to reconcile with his father. Yes, he also said that there was a plot to kill his mother in that same exact interview. Oh, no, I know. Now, yeah, I mean, that all depends, right, Trace? It all depends on what you want to believe, because, of course, this is the Daily Beast, and this is Harry's PR. The Daily Beast is Harry's PR. And this is also in the Daily Mail. I saw it there, too, as well. Watch, let me go check. We'll go check another source, Australian Broadcasting Corporation. Okay, this is in Reuters now from what I'm looking at. What I'm looking at is Reuters now. Now, they're neutral. They're hardcore. And Reuters says on Wednesday, the first meeting in 20 months in what may prove to be a step towards ending a much publicized rift between the father and son. He had a private tea. This says just a private tea at Clarence House on Wednesday with the idiot son. Flew to Britain Monday. Wednesday visited Harry, the wife, and Meghan. They are both idiots. Yeah, so this is just giving the outside. See, and then they're talking about the BBC interview as well. Well, this one's in who's it? Sue. This one is in Reuters. The other one was in the Daily Beast. Um, hold on. Damn it. There we go. uh, see both of the representatives, Charles communication team. Yeah, no, with the ads. Pictured in July. Selden. Anthony Selden mending the relationship. The king is the king, but he's also a human being and a loving father. I think the rift will have caused both of them a lot of anguish. Really? You want to know what? I totally disagree. I don't think Harry gives a goddamn. I'm sorry. No, not at all. As a matter of fact, the fact that Harry hasn't said any kind of sorry or any kind of apology or any kind of I was wrong, I don't think Harry cares one damn bit. Straight up. And he's that type of person where he just does stuff to do it and then he doesn't care afterwards after he's already done it. He's like Meghan. They just throw people away and never think about them again. Right? That's exactly how they are. And same thing in situations. So if that can be healed, at least in part, now or subsequently, then all to the good. Yeah, sure. And then see, here's this one. This is the one from the original. Oh, of course. We love the ads. Oh, right over the words. See, and then it's in everyone's interest to move on. Harry will be delighted with the outcome. He wanted to reconcile with his father as he did not know how long he has left to live. Yeah, right, Harry. Because you need money, you fucking loser. Hopes began to build Wednesday morning. Charles would meet Harry, who's in London. Still an extraordinary, unexpected moment. Yeah, right. Yeah. Oh, he's wearing a tie. Wow, to finally go see Harry, to go see his father, he wears a tie, but everywhere else he looks like an infant without a tie and a belt. Moron. Charles's other son, William. Okay. Has been fiercely opposed to any meeting between. That's not true. That is absolutely not true. The claim is that William is opposed, but I don't really believe that. I don't think William gives a shit. It's already past 20 minutes. I can do it. Gives a shit. I don't. I don't think William cares at all. Not at all. So to even try and say something like that, I don't believe that for a second. Let's see. There were clues that Charles wanted to reconcile with his son. Okay, sure. A source told the Daily Beast last week that if Charles were to defy William and meet his son, which he dearly wanted to do, it would risk worsening the already tense relationship between father and son. Okay, so now let me get this straight. So now Harry and Charles's relationship is A-okay, on the up and up, and William and Charles's relationship is on the rocks. It's an already tense relationship. Yeah, sure. Okay. This sounds almost as bad as the king wants everyone to move on. Yeah. Harry or Meghan, did you write this yourself? However, there were clues Charles wanted to reconcile. No, there wasn't. Despite William's objections, including the revelation that Charles's funeral plans. You're the one that put that story out, Daily Beast. Charles's funeral plans have specified that Harry and wife Meghan Markle are to be given a prominent place in the arrangements. Okay. Going out for a walk. Yeah, take your time. Be safe out there. Okay, fine. It said there was just a tea, though. Which means like a coffee, which means like a chill thing. Nothing serious. We'll probably find out later in the coming days how long they were actually meeting. 30 minutes, whatever. It is interesting. Haha, you cannot cash it anymore off their backs. You are all dead in the water. Are you trying to imply that if Harry goes back into the royal family, we can't still talk crap about him? No. If Harry goes back to the royal family, I'm going to be twice as worse because he went back on his word. He's the one that said that they were racist and oppressive and pues no que, oh, I was trapped. Oh, I had to get out and my dad and my brother are still trapped. Puro pedo, bro. You want to try talking to me like that? We're all dead. Dude, if Harry goes back to the royal family, you have no idea how many people will switch on Charles. Okay. And then not only that, the people that have been defending Charles and against Harry, they'll turn on him. And everybody, dude, this is only the beginning if this kind of stuff happens. No way. What's up, Peter? No way. That's absolutely not. Just looked at the news. Oh, and surprised to see their meeting. Hope it's checked for any recording devices. Yeah. Not happy. Not happy at all. Yeah. I thought there was going to be like a 70-30. Like I said earlier in the live, I'm kind of shocked by it. I thought Harry was going to go through the motions in England and then go back to Montecito with his mommy. And then it would be like a whole narrative that Charles shunned his son. I was ready to laugh too. I was going to really laugh at him. Yeah, like, ha ha, Harry, nobody wants to see you, moron. Harry put this lie out, not true. A lot of it, right? They went on a full offensive this week. And it's only Wednesday. I think they still got one more day tomorrow. I think there's still one more thing going on. I'm done with Charles. I'm no longer interested in the monarchy. Yeah. See, that's what happens. Something like this will just kind of break your spirit. And then you start to say to yourself, like, what's the point, right? And that's why I'm American, by the way. Everybody knows that. I'm not even into the whole royalist thing, like defending Charles, because this is the kind of stuff people don't understand. When you're out on social media, like there's a lot of royalist profiles, and I've seen it because it's happened to me. And if you say anything about Charles or, negative about Camilla, like they'll go off on you and they'll block you and stuff like that. And it's kind of the same thing like the Sussex squad. You're defending people. They don't care about you. I'm not saying for British people, I know he's your king, but even then we've kind of seen what's happened with the UK lately. It really does kind of seem like how can we say this without getting demonetized? It really does seem like the authority in the UK is actually against the UK people. I think that's safe enough to say in that respect. And from what I've seen, I think we're looking at something over there on that side of the world that's just, change, man. It's change. There's stuff like that. Like I said, if Charles takes back Harry, you'll see a great push for Great Britain to become a republic, no more monarchy. I agree. A lot of people have said that they would rather the monarchy be dissolved. See, and that's why we did the poll, because now this is going to change people's perspective. We got about 2 minutes. This is going to change people's perspective. Now they're going to see this and they're going to be like, damn. Like Charles really did this. Charles really allowed this. Harry, like no matter, and this is a perfect way to end it. No matter what was actually said during the meeting, right? The meeting could have been about nothing at all. Just small talk or some shit, right? No matter what was actually said during the meeting, Harry's PR will be able to run with this forever. Just the fact that the king met with him, and also because last time the king had announced he had cancer, so that's why Harry ran over there. This time it was just a meeting. So Harry's PR, Meghan's PR, they're going to run with this hard, So there is, see, there was no meeting. See, that's another thing. I mean, it was in Reuters. So it's not like it was only in the what do you call it? Did you see a picture face like even his bodyguard? Yeah. Absolutely, right? Harry only stayed for 55 minutes. Yeah, probably small talk stuff. What do I think they're going to say to the media? They're going to say whatever they want. I'm being very honest with you. They're going to he will be able to put out stories about, not necessarily about what was said, but just the fact that, oh, this is going to lead to something. Harry is very positive about it. This is really great for them. Like, that's how it's going to be a very narrative based type of thing, you know? And Harry's very. Hey, but you can't, for me, I don't blame him. He's a prince. That's why I hold William in such high regard, because William had the same type of freedom as a prince, a rich kid, that Harry did. And look at the way William ended up, because he actually did it right. And he's a person, he's an adult, right? He knows what he's doing. Especially with more pressure, you're going to be king. But this guy, no, he's a pendejo. That's the word for it. He's an F up. A knucklehead, stuff like that. That's exactly what it is. Hope no photos. I doubt it. That could be something as well. They put out that type of narrative, the IPP status talk. It could be something. Depending on how long, like this other person said, 55 minutes, depending on how long William is weak. Okay. If they were drinking tea for 55 minutes, Harry was probably telling Charles how Meghan treats him bad and she hits him and she won't stop spending his money. Yeah. That's probably what it was. Harry was letting the king know about all of the horrible things that are going on in his life and how he misses his life. He wants the money back. He wants the servants back. He wants it all back. That's what it is, right? Screw the tea. I'm going to hit the bottle before noon. Hey, good luck. Hey, and on that note, for Pink Lapel, we're going to go ahead and end it there. Thank you so much for being here on this live. Now, this will change some people's opinion of Charles, so we will see what happens in the future, and we will catch you next time.